Okay. It's a stupid thing. Okay, no phone. It's telling me stupid stuff here that I don't care about. Anyways, welcome to the Obsessive Gardener. It's going to make this really short and quick. I just decided kind of last second I was looking through my greenhouse. I was like, you know what? I'll just kind of share what's going on. Since the rest of my year has been kind of not a whole lot going on. Um, so it's a little bit going on now. What's going on, Garden State Gardener? Good to see you, buddy. I'm gonna try to flip this around. Shoot. Oh, here we go. What's going on, Pontons? Good to see you, buddy. All right, I'm gonna flip you around. I've already kind of there's a few that didn't make the cut, if you know what I mean, and they just weren't doing anything. So I just, I need to make space in this little 4x8 greenhouse. And as you can see, I have a little heater in here, and it's set to go off when it gets really cold. When it gets, into the mid 40s, it kicks on. And here's my bubble wrap insulation. I'm always kind of like trying to retape it and fix it, but it's really, it helps hold in the heat. And I have foam board. And then if you watched my latest video on what I did to my greenhouse, on the outside, I have more foam board against the roof here, and then 3 layers of this film right here glued down over it. So that really helps hold in the heat. So it's never gonna freeze in here. And we're getting lucky so far this year. It hasn't froze yet. It's been kind of a long, what do you call that? A racist summer? Indian summer? Something like that. I can't remember. I'm just kidding. Anyways, before I talk myself into some trouble, I'll just show you right here. This plant really didn't do a whole lot. There was actually 2 pods on here. And here's one. This is Trust a Dream. Ponton says it doesn't get enough sun. Yeah, right now, no. All these things were outside, and they actually, where I live is right on the edge of the desert, and so it's like too much. I need to get shade cloth. I actually did have shade cloth when I first put these plants in here. As the weather started to cool down, we did have some 30-degree nights a couple weeks ago, and that's what I decided. You know what? I'm gonna put these things in the greenhouse. I took down the shade cloth because I have so many layers, but during the day, the sun does come through here, and it is definitely filtered light, but they do pretty good. They're actually doing better in here than they did outside. So one thing I wasn't ready for, I lived on the coast of California where the humidity levels, a lot of 30 to 50, even higher percent than that. Here, it's like 8. It's like 8%. So the plants, the Chinense plants especially, do not do well. This Orion, in fact, is just now starting to get these little tiny pods, and it wasn't doing anything until I put it in here. Orion was one of my favorites from last year. This one is a peach boot times pink tiger, and there is probably can't see it, but way back in there's a little one starting. Um, Chaga Habaneros got a pod going on right here. 2 weeks ago, and I most recently did a review on the Sugar Rush Stripe, or Stripey, whatever you want to call it. Look at that. It's kind of blurry, but nice thick red line right there. These things are so beautiful. You really got to wait for them to stay. Let them hang on there, though, because that's when they do the best. You just leave them on there, just to make sure they're ripe. Because I picked one off there that I thought for sure was ripe, and it was a little bit. It didn't have the sweetness. Yes, the bacon pepper. This is a monkey jalapeno. It's been producing pretty good. This little tiny plant. It's already starting to put another round of pods on. I'll probably keep it around for a little while longer. I got F2s growing right now. Here's a cherry bomb pepper. Look at that little tiny cherry bomb pepper. It's in this little tiny pot. There's one getting ripe right there. This one's going to get ripe soon. And there's one more right there. Both of these plants are, I got the seeds from Kingstar 2 seasons ago, or a season ago. They are sweet chocolate Starscream cross with chocolate Linzo. And I had 3 plants last year, and they all had a pretty good kick. This year, It's really barely, you can barely detect. It's pretty much heatless. And I was hoping this one would have some heat on it. I tried one the other day. Let me try one right now. See, I can feel a little heat as I swallow that pepper. This one's got some pretty gnarly looking pods on it. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me try this one. Nothing. Just the tiniest little bit of heat. So I'm not a huge fan of just, that one had a little bit more heat than the other one. I'm not a huge fan of peppers. I'd rather they have a little heat, something. What did you say, Ponton? You tried what? RB003. What's that? It tore you up. Did you do a video? I'd like to see it if you did. This is a Leviathan gnarly scorpion that I got from Mark Wilkerson. Man, hold on, I'm gonna try to turn the flash on real quick because it's really dark in here. The sun's going down. Let's see. I wonder if I can get the flashlight. Oh, there we go. That works. Flashlight's on. So look, these are supposed to be Leviathan gnarly scorpions. They look like green beans or something. Leviathan gnarly scorpion chocolate is what it's supposed to be. And it is turning chocolate. There's one right there turning chocolate. So I got the pods from Mark Wilkerson. I'm pretty sure it crossed with something because they all kind of have this skinny kind of, I don't know what you call that. Almost kind of these little lobes going on. Interesting indentations. Like, I showed Mark one, this pod about a month ago. I don't think he's seen it since it's got all these other pods on it. This one's pretty long and skinny. So whatever it may have accidentally crossed with is probably very long and skinny pepper. Okay, this one is neat. So this is a look at this pod. This is a Puma BBG yellow, and this thing's getting kind of monstrous. And definitely, I grew this last year, and they're perfectly round. This is not perfectly round. It looks a little lighter. It crossed, I'm pretty sure, with either a leopard reaper or a goat reaper, which is a Bahamian goat crossed with a reaper. But yeah, there's like little pods starting all over. Look at that calyx on these things. There's pods starting all over the place on these. This one's the oldest one, and it is getting pretty gnarly looking. But yeah, they're like last year they were perfectly round circles, and I started to see yellow come in on the stem and then move to the calyx, and then it went to the pod. Okay, this one is interesting. So this one was marked as Tiger Gum Chocolate. I only marked it as Tiger Gum Chocolate because it was a Tiger Gum Peach, which is a bleeding pepper. But then last year, I grew a little plant that grew chocolate pods, and they were bleeders. These ones, they have a little tint of darkness, so I knew it crossed with something that's dark foliage. But there's not a bleeder, and it came out like an orange peach. And I have tried. This is a gnarly looking one. This one is gnarly. Look at that. It's like got like 3 lobes on it. And there's this one. They're good. They're got a real tropical flavor, and they're really hot. And we're getting all kinds of crazy shapes. Like this one's like got a tail on it and looks like a scorpion. So it's almost like F2 and an F1 all in one, because last year this was chocolate, so this would have been an F2 Tiger Gum Chocolate, but then it crossed again, and I didn't cover it this year either, so it could have crossed again. So I'm going to separate these pods. I'm going to separate the seeds by pod to see, if we can get it again, This is actually 2 plants too, so I'm actually hoping that the second plant, because this has pods on it too, that it'll be a bleeder. That would be awesome. But I'm gonna pick this one right here. These ones are very tropical flavor and real good heat. But yeah, I think I'm gonna send this to somebody. Anyways, we have, I believe this is a, what's it called? It's a Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion cross with a white boot. And I think the nickname for that is a White Knight. I don't know if that's the official name or not, but people are calling it the White Knight. Black here. Back here is a black cobra. It's actually 2 plants. These things take forever to change color. But they have real fuzzy stems. They're real fuzzy. They're kind of cool looking. They're Capsicum annuum. Back there's a Tom's Bomb. I can't really reach it. I picked probably 15 pods off it the other day and threw it in with a hot sauce that I made. There's a Husky red cherry tomato that's a, it started from a sucker that I pulled off of another plant. And then back here is a, it's a Goliath, bush Goliath tomato. They're not that big though. They're supposed to be huge. And they're supposed to be huge, but it's not that big. And there's another, I got a couple, where are they? Oh, dwarf tomatoes. I have a couple dwarf tomatoes back here. I actually got these from Garden State Gardener. Got the seeds from them. And this is a pepper, not a tomato. This is mixed in. So this is an interesting story. I did a review on this, and I think in the review I said it was an accidental cross. And then I realized, because I went back and watched a video last year of myself, because I was trying to figure out what this puma was crossed with. But during that video, the Sriracha Hornet, I talked about how I marked the pod, but I didn't mark what it was. I said I crossed it with a Nymphadora. And so when I grew this plant out this year, I was hoping it would be a Nymphadora. If it was, it would have had, variegation on the leaves. But it didn't, so I just was like, oh, okay, it must have been a mistake. It didn't really cross. It must have been the wrong pepper or whatever. And I just didn't even think about it again. I was like, okay, this is just that Sriracha Hornet. But then I started getting pods that were little like that. And I realized, wait a second, because I knew that I tried to cross the AK Cherapita, which is a Cherapita, Ahi Cherapita cross with a Carolina Reaper. I knew that I tried to cross it with this mother plant of this, the Sriracha Hornet last year. I just thought it didn't work, but I forgot. I just got mixed up. I thought I crossed it with a Nymphadora, but no, I crossed it with an AK Cherapita. So this was an actually on purpose cross. And they're super good, really good. This is a Satan's Kiss. I did a review on this year. It's doing pretty well. This one is pretty amazing. Oh, this is the candy cane pepper. Look at that variegation all over it. And this pepper, it just goes through all these different, take that off so we get a better look. It goes through all these different stages. And I guess it can turn solid. If you leave it on there long enough, it'll turn solid red. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to probably review it. I heard they're really good. They're a sweet pepper. So there's no heat. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. What I got going on right now, I just thought I'd share what's going on. And I kind of had a feeling this year was going to be like this when I realized nothing was really taking off, especially with my chinenses. And so as long as aphids don't get in here and just tear the place up, I'm just going to let this thing go over winter. There's a couple plants in the back there that haven't really produced, that aren't really doing anything, that I'm hoping they will. So I'm kind of giving them a chance to come back. And this is actually another sugar rush stripe right here. It's a little plant, but man, it's got pretty nice sized pods. Anyways, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching The Obsessive Gardener. See y'all later.